Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm playing series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I'm doing a Jimmy John's review, but it's not a sub sandwich. So let's see how this goes. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yam around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my boom! It's hard to read, but believe me when I say that it says Stellar Circuits. What the fuck is Stellar Circuits, you might ask? They are a band out of North Carolina that I've been a big fan of for a number of years now. I've been representing them pretty much whenever I can. I was fortunate at the time I'm doing this review, I got to see them perform just, a few days back. They were out in Chicago. Typically they come around at least once a year, and whenever they're here, I try to see them. They're super awesome guys. I think their music is fantastic. The entire show was really fucking good. It was 3 bands, great venue, great setting, great crowd. It was awesome, but I love these guys a lot. They're extremely awesome musicians. They're also just incredibly nice people. I can't say enough good things about them. So much so, not only do I have some of their merch, I also got some videos of their performance that I attended. Those videos are on my channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I'd be happy to point you in their direction, because I think they're really quite stellar. But let's get to the review. That was so cheesy. So yes, what am I reviewing for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, it is a Jimmy John's review, and if you know my channel, I've reviewed plenty of Jimmy John's stuff, and every other thing I've ever reviewed by them has been a sub sandwich. But this particular item, I saw an ad for it online, and I was like, all right, I'll give it a go. So, what is it? It's Boom, and we're going to go ahead, we're going to open it up. I kind of couldn't not review this, I feel like. And then, okay. Boom! What is this? This is their spicy firecracker wrap, which consists of salami, turkey, firecracker Jimmy chips, ghost pepper cheese, garlic aioli, Jimmy peppers, tomato, onion, lettuce, mayo, oil and vinegar in a red jalapeno wrap. That's a lot of stuff. So let's go ahead and let's get the thing so we can see it properly. I mean, it looks like this. We'll get a thing for the thing. Something like that. Give myself various options. Alright, let's try this thing out, man. I'm ready for the spice. Chips are a nice touch. Adds in that nice crunchy texture. I like that. Okay. There's quite a bit going on here. It has an immediate bite from the very beginning. Interesting thing is, a little bit is from the heat, but I think more of it on the onset is from the, from the vinegar. Because you definitely get a nice hit of that vinegar. Yeah, it's not as spicy as I was hoping. Like, there's a little kick to it here and there, but there's never like a sustained heat, and it's never like a real oomph to it, It tastes good, though. I'll give it a lot of credit in that regard, but I was hoping for something a little bit spicier. And as for the rest of it, like I said, I like the chips being in there. I think that's a nice addition. You know, you get the salami, you get the turkey in there. Not a bad combination of meats. They're not super prominent against all the other flavors, but, you know, you're still getting them. It's nice when you get one of the peppers. That definitely gives it that nice kind of like acidity, and, you know, kind of like, it really gives it like a nice real bite when you get into it. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like its greatest strength is also kind of its greatest weakness, and that there's a lot of flavors, a lot of textures going on here, and I like that, but I think it somewhat diminishes what it could do in terms of being kind of like a specialty item, because you bite into it and you're just kind of immediately assaulted, like, with all these flavors. And you don't really get to properly enjoy like a succession of flavors. You know, you don't really get like a you don't get to really just kind of enjoy the individual flavors as they are, you know. It's kind of just this hit of flavor, and it's nice. It's, like I said, I like the vinegar, I like the chips, I like the peppers. But yeah, it's just, there's so much going on with it. And then again, it's just, you know, there's really not much in the way of a spice to it. You know, there's a little kind of tingle at the back of my throat, but I mean, I could wolf this whole thing down and not be bothered by it. Overall, I like it, but I was kind of expecting more from it, I guess. Definitely on the heat level, but alright, well, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Maybe and sorta. Like, overall, I do think that I like it. I like the boldness of the flavors that it has going on. And overall, it's a decent eating experience. Like, there's nothing I actively dislike about it. It's just, again, you know, you see all the ingredients it has on it, and it's the spicy Firecracker one. It kind of let me down. You know, I was expecting, it definitely delivered in terms of like punchy flavor, so that much I have to give it. But, you know, I didn't really get a lot in the way of spiciness. And like I said, you have so many flavors kind of fighting for supremacy. I don't know, you know, it just didn't really, I wasn't getting what I was expecting out of it. But at the same time, I do kind of like it. So it's one of those things where it's like, you know, do I get it again because I liked it, or do I not get it again because I was kind of disappointed in it? The thing is, now that I kind of have an understanding of what it is, it can be a little bit more reasonable with my expectations. So I might get it again. I wouldn't call it like an outright, wouldn't call it an outright win, but I could get down with it. If I'm recommending it, kind of the same thing. It's like, I can't give it a full-on ringing endorsement because I feel like there are certain expectations going in. You know, I feel like it really kind of presents itself as something that, at least in my instance, it wasn't able to quite deliver on. You know, I didn't need it to be comically hot or anything, but like, I've had burritos from fucking, you know, Taco Bell that gave me more of a fight than this did. It's still good, but it's just one of those things, again, expectation versus reality. So I think if you take away from what I'm talking about and go into it, then yeah, it's still good. You know, again, I didn't have anything that I disliked about it, and it had a lot of punchy flavor. But again, it's that, you know, the namesake, that's what you're presenting it as. You know, you look at the ingredients, you think, all right, this is going to have some, it just doesn't, you know. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly firecracker-tastic rest of your life. At the time that we're doing this, we're getting pretty close to July. So, of course, 4th of July and all this stuff, but not quite there yet. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you'll try out the Firecracker what the fuck ever from Jimmy John's. And maybe, unlike me, maybe it'll be like your favorite item on the menu. That's perfectly fair. Different people, different things and stuff like that. Sometimes I can kind of go off of an item and, like, if I don't feel it's been properly produced for me, I'll kind of, associate it to, like, well, I think maybe it's just, error on the part of whoever was making the item. And I've had that happen a number of times. But I don't feel like that's the case here. Like, for one thing, this is the good Jimmy John's that I go to. This is the crew that I, typically get my stuff from. They've never let me down. I just think this is one of those things where there was only so much you could do with it. It promised a lot. But if it is your favorite, hey, hit me up in the comments section. Let me know why. Was it spicier for you? Was it, what did you take away from it?